and then I'm going to take out all the funny parts and just like make it into a little video.
That's not weird or anything. Okay. All right, we're getting started. So wait, headphones out. Starting your lesson. Take out your headphones. Now listen.
Sorry, Mr. Goldie.
How about a headphone in that left ear? Do you use me? Okay. So we are still solving inequalities, but they're getting a little more complicated now. And I might actually change some of these around so they're not quite so complicated, but we'll see. So we are going to be solving 9 plus 4t is greater than 21. And we're going to have to think back to last chapter for today, especially, because we're going to solve it just like a normal equation, except we need to remember that whenever we multiply or divide by a negative, we got to flip it. So we're going to solve like normal. We're going to treat our greater than like an equal sign unless we multiply or divide by a negative.
Why do we have such a small box? Oh, because you just had to write negative.
Yeah. So I'm just going to write the problem a little bit bigger here. I have 9 plus 4t greater than 21. So I need to go through and I need to get the t by itself. But it's basically solving for t unless I divide by a negative. So let's go through. Let's pick Dylan. Just going to start with you. So I need to get this t by itself, which means I either have to get rid of the 9 or the 4 first. What am I getting rid of first?
9. Divide by 4.
Dylan. So, remember, when we do these, we are doing PEMDAS backwards. So what's in between the 4 and the t?
F plus.
Dylan Stells.
What do you mean quiet?
Dylan, what's between the 4 and the t? Yep. So
So then you do the opposite and divide.
we would, but we're doing PEMDAS backwards. I want to start with addition, subtraction first.
So you take away, or you subtract 9.
Yep. So we're gonna minus 9 on both sides first.
Hold on, Mr. Goldie.
Yeah.
I only know like what the other definition of PEMDAS means. I don't know like what it really means.
It goes like subtraction, addition, division, multiplication, exponent, and parentheses.
I like the way I know it. It's please.
Oh, excuse my dear aunt. So yeah, that's what I learned in school. Sunridge likes to use PEMDAS, so that's what I
Please
usually use.
excuse my dear Aunt Susie.
Yeah, that's what I
You
use.
like that?
Alright, so we are going to minus 9 on both sides first. I'm going to get a 4t still. I still have a greater than. And over here, 21 minus 9 is 12. Okay, let's go through and we're just going around the room. Joycelyn, what am I going to do next to get the t by itself?
You flip it.
Shut up.
Not quite.
Divide
We got to get rid of this 4, right?
Yeah.
How am I going to get rid of that 4?
I think so. Divided by 4.
Yep, we're going to divide it by 4. And then we might flip it after we're done, we'll see. So I'm going to divide by 4, I'm going to get t, I have greater than 3.
Mr. Goldie, I'll do it. Mr. Goldie, Mr. Goldie.
I'm just flipping in my own order.
Mr. Goldie.
Oxygen.
Can I do it?
Alright, I get t is greater than 3. So is my t on the left side?
Yes.
Yep, so I don't need to flip it. Did I ever divide by a negative?
No.
Nope, so I'm not flipping. So I'm just going to graph this. I'm going to go 3, 4, 2. I'm going to make my circle. And Sophia, which way is my arrow going to go? Left or right? It is going to the right. So this is basically what we're doing today. We are just getting, we're just tougher problems. Yes, Dylan?
I did the 3 in the middle. Is it okay if I switch the numbers? Because I didn't write it that way.
It should be, it goes smallest on the left, biggest on the right. So 2, then 3, then 4. 2 is the smallest, then 3, and then 4.
I wrote 4.
When it's negatives, it's backwards like that.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, negatives are backwards when you write them. But when they're not negatives, when they're positives, it's like normal, smallest and biggest. Alright, so we're going to practice a couple more of these. And actually, I might change these problems around so they're a little easier. Just because I want you guys to practice 2 steps before we get into more.
No, I got
So-
it. I got
Mr. Goldie,
this.
let us try.
I got it.
I already started this.
Let's try the tough ones. Alright, so we are going to go through, we're going to solve this for t. So Susie, who's already started this, what am I going to do first?
Do the thing about.
Yep, remember what it's called?
No.
Distribute.
that.
So we are going to distribute our 3 first. And Zoe, what do I get after I distribute my 3?
3T.
Okay. Hey. Why don't you go back to your regular seat? Maybe that'll help you focus a little bit. Not swear.
You got this.
Bro, I have all my notes.
That's good.
You got all
You're
my
distracted, Richie. You can't handle it.
No,
So you're swearing in my class and I don't like it. Go back to your seat there, man. Maybe after lesson you go back
Oh
to
my
Richie.
god, that is.
Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith.
Oh my god.
All right.
Everything you could say.
Oh, you add the T's together.
Okay, let's keep going through. I think we're at
We're
Kyle.
so quiet.
What am I gonna do next? What do you think? It's been a while since we've done these. So what do you think?
So if you make a chair fall at me again.
I got,
Hang on. Let Kyle answer. What do you think, Kyle?
wait, who's Kyle?
Alright, what do you think, Kyle? That's close. Don't we have a T here and a T here? They're on the same side, right? Do you remember what it's called when they're on the same side? When we're doing this thing?
No.
Remember what that's called, Kyle? No. That's called combined like terms. We're going to combine like terms, which means we're just going to put our T's together here. And we're going to do whatever we see. So 3T minus 4T. 3 minus 4 is -1. I have -1T.
It's negative.
So don't forget, when they're on the same side, we combine them and it's whatever we see. If I'm going to the opposite side, I'm going to do the opposite. But when they're on the same side, I am just going to combine.
Wait,
I still have a +3.
No,
Yes, I will.
I don't want to leave. Stop. Okay. I did this so wrong. I'm talking to myself.
I know.
We can tell.
Alright, so I combine my like terms to get a -1T. Alright, now it's going to look like
Okay.
problems we've done a bunch of. Jared, what am I going to do next? Yep, we're going to -3 on both sides. And I'm going to go -1T greater than or equal to -5 minus 3 is -8. Okay, we are not quite done yet. Alex, is that T by itself?
Who's Alex?
So what do I got to do to get?
Oh, that's a T.
Go, give me some scissors.
Oh, man. Not quite. Because what's in between the -1 and the T right now?
Your head's all over my Chromebook.
Multiplication.
So how do I get rid of the multiply?
Divide.
Like
We are going to divide it by.
Say that?
Maybe we'll send multiply by
I'm
that.
trying
Maybe I
to
misheard you.
fire, but we can't do it.
So we're going to divide by -1. I'm going to get a T by itself. I'm going to get a +8. And Richie, what else is going to be different in this?
The
Wait, why is the sign
you switch it to.
Yeah, we're going to flip because we divided by -1, right?
Oh,
So my inequality symbol is going to flip.
That.
It's
Oh,
going to flip
shoot.
this way.
Yes.
So remember, whenever you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, we flip our sign. And we also have to flip our sign if our T is not on the left. But our T is on the left or our variable on the left, so it's good. So I can make my graph now. I'm going to go 8. I'm going to have a 7 and a 9.
So close.
I'm going to make my circle and fill it in because I have my or equal to line. So I start out at exactly 8. And Allison, which way is my arrow going?
I noticed the gold here. On the
Left.
left.
It is going left. You do know. Lied to me.
Well, you weren't lying when I never mind.
Oh
Go.
my god.
You're gonna learn to finish your sentence.
Huh?
You're gonna learn to finish your
Never mind. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Leaving us all in
All right.
suspense.
Nice
Mr.
job.
Volky,
So,
Mr.
That's
Volky.
what I do. I just do it on
I know
suspense.
about that.
But actually, in the end, nobody will care.
Bro.
Susie. Never mind.
Alright, so I want you guys to try one now. We'll see how well you remember these from last chapter. I want you to try this one in the box.
No.
Yes.
I don't
You
want
just
to.
said you wanted to do the tough ones. Now I'm giving you another tough one and you're complaining.
I don't want to do it.
Hold on, what does PEMDAS mean again? Parentheses?
My
Exponent.
head hurts already.
Multiply, divide, add, subtract.
Alright.
Yep.
Okay, so hey, Goki,
Yes, Richie.
you see 6n and 3n, right?
Yep.
Do we do that thing, the line thing?
Are they on the same side?
No.
So you better do the opposite to put it on the other side.
What do you mean opposite?
What's the opposite of that 3n right there?
Five.
If we were getting rid of the 3,
Oh, I
but
see what you're saying now.
don't we need to put the
Because three-
ends on the same side first
No.
before we do anything else?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Shut up, Richie.
How are we gonna do that?
Good question, Richie. Good question. How are we going to do that?
Oh, mine. Okay, wait.
Do we do that thing? Is that the only time we do that? Is if it's on the same side?
Yeah, and on the same side. Let's combine that.
What do you do?
Is anything divided by
Oh.
And how
What's
when
our
we do the
Goki,
that
can we
on
move
the
on to the
side?
next
Do
question?
the opposite. What's the opposite of that 3n?
I got it.
Uh,
I got it.
Do we divide by 3?
We're not
No, no,
getting rid of
you
just the
said
3.
let me
We're
see
getting
the
rid of
delay.
n also, so we're going to minus 3n.
Yeah,
When you don't finish it, when you don't finish your sentence, that's what I said. Learn to listen.
We got to put our ends on the same side, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
Susie.
So let's actually go right up here. Because if we need to put our ends on the same side first.
Yo,
Why don't you
one
minus
day
3n
I'm
on
gonna
both sides?
become
Put
pretty
them on the same
popular
side.
and y'all
Mhm.
gonna miss my unfinished sentences. Actually, no.
See, like, if I say it looks like.
Yes, Susan.
I already finished. Good, good. It's smart.
Did I do that right?
Minus
the
8?
Well, yeah.
He said minus
Forward.
You did it wrong, Susie.
Mr. Goki.
Was that talking
Yours
to
will
you?
still work, but it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more work in the long run.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no, let's not do that
All right. Why don't you get your ends on the same side?
Are you still recording?
Hey, I still need.
Oh, no.
How do you get the ends on the same
All right. So why don't we put the 3 in on the other side?
Bro.
Ends
Minus?
minus 3 in. You don't need help.
No, I
wonder if
don't.
got you in the recording.
I don't got-
said.
no.
You don't need help.
I do too, need help. See?
I will watch it tomorrow. Or today.
Oh,
We subtract this one?
oh, I found him. I found him. Oh, oh, I
Wait,
found him. I found
Mr.
him.
Goki, on those recordings, do you like put them on Google Classroom? So, wait, was it recording when I said that bad word?
Oh, wait, so does that mean that's negative?
You're
HJ.
gonna get more views.
And
Because of us. I think only like side
And
pictures and stuff like
Sound right? You got this.
I found
that.
it.
Goki, I don't know if I did this right. I got
That one.
You did.
Actually,
I
no,
found
it's
him.
four.
I found
Twelve
him.
thirty, actually.
I just had to look up what it was
Grab the minus
really used in the world.
You minus it, but then you gotta minus it.
Maybe.
I don't know that. I can just change this.
Oh, headphones.
Oh,
I'm lost.
I was watching
Go back to
Justice
last
Warriors
year.
review this week.
why?
Get them out. No headphones. Not during the lesson.
Wait, what?
Write it out.
You're a good kid.
Write it out. Just write this out so
Have
you
you
can
ever
figure
watched
He is
Justice Warriors review?
Write it out.
Yes.
Honestly,
Alright.
10 minutes.
That's
That's
30
funny.
Do you get a decimal on this one?
No, you don't get a decimal.
For
You
real?
get- Yeah, you don't get a decimal. You get a decimal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
Let's
now
see
it's-
if it-
Nine.
we got-
Nine.
I'm gonna go get that.
Put, one second. Put
Did you get
9,
8.3?
1 minus
No, I did not
9,
get 8.3. I got
and then
2.
what's greater than 8.
Yeah.
And then you turn 1 into a
But
plus sign,
when
which
you're
is
supposed to
3.
be, when you
Then
mind
9
it,
divided by 9 is
Alright, let's go over this one. I know some of you guys are working on it, but let's make sure you guys are doing good. So, on this one,
Can I try? I might embarrass myself and get it wrong, but
as amusing as that would be, let's start us off, Alice.
Alright,
What do you think?
so, first of all, you add
don't
3.
divide.
You divide
Hey, Goki.
6.
Mr. Golki, do we get a decimal on this one?
No.
No.
What bums? You guys
3
suck.
plus 6.
Shut up, Richie.
Close. How do we put that 3 in on this side?
Minus 3a.
Or put the 6 in on that side, doesn't really matter.
Minus
How do we get
3a
rid
on
of it?
both sides.
With minus. So,
What?
alright. So we gotta think back to our last chapter. And this is why I wanted to make these easier, but no, you guys, oh, let's do the hard ones.
I wanted to do the hard ones, or else I'm never gonna
Should
learn
be
Mr.
divided.
Golki.
Well, I was gonna do the hard ones tomorrow.
Mr. Volky.
Well,
Mr.
Monday,
Volky.
but
Well, can we just move on to the easy one
yeah,
then?
now all of a sudden.
Right now.
Okay, alright.
No, you got this. I want to become a better student and not just be 3.75. I want to be a 4.75.
Bullshit, Betty.
Go!
They don't go that high. Okay, so on this one, we are going to have to do our PIMDOS backwards, but before I can do that, I need to get my ins on the same side first. That means I got a 6 in on the left, 3 in on the right. I need to pick one to put on the other side, and I like picking the small one. So I'm going to minus a 3 in. Because it is going to the opposite side, I need to do the opposite. Opposite side, opposite. So when I minus my 3 in, like that, it goes away.
Yeah.
6 in minus 3 in is 3 in. Richie, I helped you.
No, you didn't.
Don't even.
You told me I did it wrong at first, and then I was like, dang, bro, I know what to do. Then you plus 1.
And we're going to plus 1. So I minus the 3 in on both sides, and I get 3 in minus 1, greater than 8. I'm going to plus 1 on both sides.
1. That's 9. 3 in.
Alright, get 3 in is greater than 9. And then I'm going to divide by 3. To get in is greater than 3. And then 3, 4,
2.
How did?
no, keep going, Richie.
And then the circle, and then you do it that way.
Oh shit.
Is it
What's
an
that?
open circle or a closed circle?
It's an open
Smells so
circle.
good.
It does go left or right.
It goes freaking right.
Smells like
Goes
Domino's.
left.
How about just regular right?
Yeah. Wait, do you smell that? Am I the one who's smelling that?
I don't really have a sense of smell.
Oh, I did.
Mr. Volky.
Okay, so we are going to do some more of these, but we're going to go back to some easier
No!
ones.
Mr. Volky, Mr.
I got
Volky.
it.
So-
I got it
oh, wait.
this time.
Mr.
Why is
Volky.
it so
Wait, can you go
small?
back for a second?
Hang on.
Alright, we're good.
Apparently I didn't save this the way I should have.
Yeah, look at that. It's snow. You know what kind of eyesight I have? Bad.
Okay. Alright, so hang on, I gotta write these on here. I think I actually saved this to the wrong spot, and this is an old version. So give me a second. Alright, we're gonna do a couple of these problems still. So let's do problem 1 over there, and I'll just write it a little bigger. And actually, we're gonna have you guys try this one because it's a little easier.
2.
Hey, can I do it on the board?
No, Susie.
No,
You
Mr.
can do it on your
Volky.
paper first.
Can I do it on the board?
Richie,
You do it on your paper
show
first.
up for one day.
Then we'll see.
Good enough show up for one day.
Alright, so I want you to do number 1 on your own. It's a little easier. These are easier problems. We're gonna do the tougher ones tomorrow. That was my plan all along. But
We were doing so good.
you did good on that first one, and that second one was so tough.
I was doing just fine.
We haven't done these kind of problems in like a month, so.
You have to believe
Mr.
me.
Volky.
I was so wrong.
I just did that problem really wrong.
It smells like Domino's. I can smell the breadsticks.
You're tripping because it's honey, but it's
So-
barbecue, bro.
That's
great barbecue.
No.
It's behind you.
Mr. Golki, can I go to the bathroom?
Bum.
So, on this, remember PIMDOS backwards?
No, it doesn't
Get
smell
rid
like
of the
that. It
plus
smells
4
like
first.
Actually,
So-
no. I have the sense of smell of food.
What?
I smell food. I get it.
So we're gonna
I
start.
got it done. Oh my god,
We have
my
a-
collarbone is starting to come out now. I'm so proud of myself. I could be aesthetic now.
We're doing PIMDOS backwards. Do we have any addition, subtraction?
And also the new.
They go get no answer.
Can I do it on the
Plus
board?
4.
No, Susie.
I'll be back.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing good.
So, do we have any more?
Max, I'm gonna be right.
No, you didn't get it right last time.
you have any more additional subtraction right there?
Last time you did it, I
Do
was
we have any multiplier?
Yeah, because I didn't have my paper.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have got it right.
Whose fault is that?
Otherwise, I would have got it right.
It's yours.
Otherwise, I would have got it
It's
right.
your fault.
Otherwise, that's
You
great.
wouldn't
else.
pay yourself.
I'm not.
So,
It was on the board.
Oh, you broke it. Go, look at this.
so you're going backwards. Get rid of addition and subtraction first. And multiplication division.
See?
Guys,
Okay, buzzing.
Yeah, I mean.
Psych, you thought, why'd you work?
Well, then you're gone, yeah.
I did, I got it right.
Oh,
You know how much anxiety I get?
What are they gonna do?
Oh my god.
What'd she say?
Same thing you did, kid.
She's off.
Happens again, it's a referral.
Why is everyone cussing at me?
No one likes you.
Dumbo and Dumbo 2.
Dumbo is a bad
No, Dumbos.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Oh, get right.
No, almost done.
God.
Alright, we are gonna have Sophia do this one on the board
Oh
for us.
Oh
my.
my god!
Why not me?
I had it this time.
are too stupid to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you judged
Be
Oh.
respectful.
You
This
guys
is all
did
the
it at
referrals
least
for
once.
You guys are being disrespectful.
I'm not respectful.
So knock it off.
Goki, you should turn the sound off.
No, because then they can't hear us.
I feel like
We actually talk about the math.
I know, but what about me and talk about opinions?
we don't talk about the bad. We talk about.
I'll have the minus 4
Why did
there
you
on the
know
right
it's
side.
you?
Oh,
Sophia.
oops, then. I got too excited.
We're not
Here?
doing number
Yeah.
2 yet.
Go make the rest.
But when we get
We're
there.
not doing these
Alright, so we are gonna minus 4 on both sides
Volunteer.
first. And we get 2x
Okay, you plus this, you plus this.
greater than or equal to
Then you get the answer. Then you times 3.
20.
I don't know, don't trust
We're not doing those keys.
me. We're only doing one of these, right?
We're probably gonna do one more.
No.
And we divide by 20. And
Jason can't see.
His eyes. You look like Tracy, you know, Damali. You don't know
okay,
Molly's
alright,
friends.
alright. We're gonna divide by 20 and we get x is greater than or equal to 10.
Yep.
You just forgot to write it, that's fine,
Yeah.
don't worry.
He does that every time.
They just like stop, freeze, and like turn their head and like.
There you go.
Mr.
Okay,
Bulky,
now
when
we're gonna make a
ready
circle.
up.
We are going to fill it in, and our arrow is going right. Nice job. Alright, we are gonna do one last in-class problem. Let's do number, on this page, let's do number,
Stop laughing, it wasn't that funny.
yeah, let's do number 3 on this page.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Hey, Goki,
Yes, Richie.
if I beat you in rock, paper, scissors, can I do it on the board?
If what?
No, you should choose
If I beat you in
me.
rock, paper, scissors.
Choose me.
I'm the light of the party.
Huh.
So problem 3,
The
negative
person
3,
you don't want here, but you know.
p plus 1, less than or equal to negative 18. Alright, last in-class problem. Do it on your paper. We're gonna pick somebody random to do it on the board. Whether you're ready or not. Then we'll do our exit ticket, then you guys can start on the homework.
There's homework.
You don't have any room to complain.
Is that a T or a plus?
It's a plus. If it's a T, I'll have a little curly thing on it.
It's a plus? Why the heck is there a plus?
Maybe. Calculate what you choose to.
No, it's right there. You talked about next to the 8.
Yeah.
That's a negative 18.
Oh, yeah, it's a negative 8.
Get ready.
Oh my gosh.
I heard you say
Alright,
it.
let me try it again.
You're confusing the question.
Mr. Goldie.
Maybe I'm just so angry at you.
Yeah.
There you go. Negative 18.
Alright. I'm better.
What's up, T?
Wait. Don't we
Can I go to
switch
the bathroom?
Don't we switch that around on the second round of food? I can explain it better. Wasn't there any that way? Weird. Would it switch on this side?
It's not yet. It's going to switch after you divide.
Oh.
Minus of the 3 is fine, but now that you're dividing by -2, now it's going to switch.
Oh, what the?
So like,
Richie likes
All
boys.
of them has to switch?
Everything after that.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
It doesn't
So
even
then I wait.
Or it doesn't even
He said you like
And
boys.
like switch too?
Is this your best
Just the symbol.
Changing the subject.
Oh.
Throw it in the trash.
All right, 30 more seconds. So we're going to have somebody do it on the board. And then we'll be done.
Oh, weird.
Nobody's there.
Did you do the graph?
Oh, that sucks.
I think it's fine.
Mr. Goldie, Goldie.
How did I
All
get
right, Allison, this one on the board for us.
Alright, I'll probably mess up because Susie is scaring me.
All right. Allison is doing this one on the board. Check your answer there.
Okay, so I got.
It goes on forever.
Oh my.
Ugly.
Like me.
Pleasing yourself.
Because he knows.
All right, so we distribute,
Bro.
and then we are. What's minusing a negative really? Adding. We are really adding 3 to both sides. Adding a positive
Oh, well
3.
then I messed up with
No, if you minus the negative and plug it into decimal, you still have the right.
Alright, bro.
it. Okay.
Okay, so keep going.
So I got negative 21.
Okay,
Right?
that one's wrong.
Mr. Goldie!
What's negative 18 plus 3?
We're gonna find out.
It goes backwards, so it's like 17, 15, 14. It's
15.
negative 14.
Negative 15.
I don't
Whatever,
believe
I
in
got it
that.
right in my head.
Okay?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
That's power through. Power
You're
through.
buns at writing.
Alright, we
Oh,
get
that was-
negative
that was-
3p is less than or equal to negative 15. Keep it going. We're going to divide by.
Oh, there's a negative there.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, don't
See it.
forget that negative on your
I
3.
didn't forget this.
Yep, we're dividing by negative 3. Keep it going.
15.
Finish her off.
I'm getting there. Surprisingly. 5. I did get the 5 right. You're a funny person.
So
It
the
says
stick
a
man right
7.
there.
It's not equals.
Where'd your equals come from?
Oh.
Equal.
Oh, my bad. There you go.
Which way is there inequality pointing?
That's backwards 4.
Why does it
Pointing
look
that way,
like
this
the arrows
way.
in a sandwich in an equal sign?
Okay.
Do you really?
Is the
I'm
game
not-
eating the 5? Or is it
Yeah.
eating
Or
the
is it eating
peas?
the peas?
Eating the 5.
That would be incorrect
Oh
because
my gosh, let me switch
you
it
divided
around.
by
by
a
a
negative.
Yeah.
Divided by a
It's
negative.
frozen. No, it's not.
Okay, we get p. There we go. Greater than or equal.
What is that?
God.
What is
So, all right, that's good, Allison. We're not going to worry about the graph.
Here.
What is that?
What's that? There's been more. I didn't.
That's a lot.
I can,
God.
but
Oh, also log into it.
what are you doing?
Oh, God. Oh.
I'm excluding that from my video.
Just don't sign your name. You didn't do any of this.
Tragic.
All right, that is it. So, you know what? Let's save a little bit of time. Let's skip the exit ticket.
Yeah.
Uh,